Okay, now.
Ooh, yeah. Pinky ring, we're about to be deep. You told my Lambo that's drippy.
The soundtrack of your day.
That could be a fantasy. I could tell you got beat energy.
This is Power 95, where music lives. Ladies' Room comes to you compliments of Renwick and Thompson Limited, agents for Western Union, and Beacon Insurance.
Isn't it great when your experience pays off? Finally, drivers 50 years and over can enjoy the benefits of their years of driving experience. With Beacon's 50 Plus plan, you can expect a hassle-free sign-up, affordable payment options, and free windscreen cover with your car insurance. Call us at 440-4447 or log on to beacon.co.tt and get driving today.
2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6.
Education multiplies their chances and places the world of opportunity in their hands. No matter where they are in the world, make sure they're prepared for their journey back to school with Western Union. School fees, books, room and board, whatever the reason. Knowledge, independence, opportunity. Western Union, moving money for better.
Well, we are back in the room. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another week. It's Monday. It's Holy Week, yeah? Can't believe we're already in April and getting ready for the Easter weekend. Feels as though, we jumped into 2022 like a couple of days ago, but here we are already in the 4th month, yeah? Good morning, Marian. Good morning, Christelle. Good morning, Carrie. Good morning, Queen Bee, Kadena, Roseanne, Oriah. Good morning, Sanafina. Good morning, Andrea. Deidre is here. Good morning, Shelly. Good morning, Roomies. How are you guys doing? Trust everyone had themselves a fantastic weekend. I most certainly did. And again, thank you so much to all those who came out to Forever 21 on the Hideaway rooftop. It was so good. The vibe was just right. Good morning, Sean. Hey, Sean. Hope you enjoyed your birthday. Belated birthday to you. Good morning. Sean, hey, holy, I don't know holy. We have things to talk about, and that one is tame compared to the rest that I have sitting in my inbox. That one is, I don't know. It just seems lately the ladies' room has taken a turn, and good morning, Crystal. Hey, in a long time. Have I ever seen you in here? Can't remember seeing you here at all, but welcome. Take a seat. Don't touch nothing. Don't say nothing. Just sit. And that's all. Be quiet. Between you and Jackie, if Jackie's here, the two of you in this room this morning is problem. So bring Jackie and 2 of y'all sit and don't say a word. Don't touch nothing either. Good morning, Charmaine. Morning, Della. Good morning, Kim. Good morning, Claudine. Hosting. Good morning, Karine. Morning, Linda. Valma, good morning. Good morning, Charmaine. So nice of you guys to join us. So come on in and hit the share button because this morning it's, I know we come here a lot of times and we have fun and laugh and joke, but this one is a pretty serious one. I can't even find humor in it at all, and I'm happy that it did because, for the past couple of weeks, we've been having a lot of persons sending in their situations, and it's to do with cheating and it's to do with all sort of things. And, we've never really had one that addresses, like sexually transmitted diseases. And I really like the fact that, we can have this conversation this morning. The person said they're listening. So I trust everything we say will be taken in good faith because you did come to the room and shared with us and asked me to share and, get feedback. So before we get to that, though, eventful weekend, we outside, no mask, no restrictions, no vaccinated against the unvaccinated. So we're all out. Also had a number of events on the weekend, political and otherwise. And as with everything else, the political people, they'll be out and about Both major parties had events in the big parish yesterday. So shout out big parish. The colors yellow and green was out yesterday, and every time we have that, we're gonna have the battle of the numbers: who did more, who did less, whatever the case might be. But we know what we've got to do. At the end of the day, make sure that you're registered to exercise your right to vote on not just go to make up numbers and say yes, this, that, or the other. Because I'm sure last election we saw the outcome of that. So you guys make sure that you're registered, your name is on the list, and you're good to go whenever that bell is rung according to the political leader. And I mean, we are in some serious times, so I don't even know why we're still having this numbers conversation. Now it should be who's better, who's presenting the better package. It should be about listening as to who will present what and what they're going to do for this little rock of ours. How they're going to take us forward. Are we willing to give somebody new a chance, or are we going to continue with what we know? How more can they enhance this rock? And that is where we should be at this point in time. I thought people were over this numbers nonsense and crowd and re. Like, anyways, let's pay attention to substance. Let's focus our attention and our energy on substance. How can we develop this rock? And not just concrete, but our people. There's a lot of things that we need to do. There's a lot of, that is, to me, is what's important right now. I'm not interested in numbers and just putting on a t-shirt just to wine and jam and make up numbers. I'm interested in how far can we go with whoever we choose. And that is where the conversation should be. That is what the discourse should be about. Who's on the stage delivering the message that resonates with you, that would say, you know what, I'm going to give party A, party green my vote, or party yellow my vote. Let me listen. Because a lot of the times people go out to these activities and they barely hear, because, I mean, somebody next to you is talking, you're caught up in the excitement, and when you leave and they probably ask, well, what was the keynote about? Who stood out for you? What message did you get? And they can't even tell you. So I like to listen to these things live. And, that way there's no distractions and you get to really take it in and, pick out the sense from the nonsense and, take what you want and leave what you want. I like that. But I know for most it's a lime, way to get out of the house. There's free transportation, sometimes food, drink. So it's like a lime. But amidst all the liming and enjoyment, don't forget to pay attention to the messages that's being delivered by both parties. Yeah. And at the end of the day, you can, make a choice that sits well with you and not just get caught up in the excitement and crowd and who have more and who have less. And we ought to be over that by now. Yeah. We can't continue to major in minor. We have to focus on the way forward. Our children's future, your children's future. That is where your priorities ought to be. But hey, yeah, no, the partisan politics thing, you can't get away from it. But I just wish that those who are on the stage could encourage that, encourage people to be more involved and, listen to the messages and, not so much just jump and wave and have a good time, but focus on the message, so you can make an informed decision and not just following the crowd or following what's popular or what or whatever. Nothing is written in stone, You might prefer to live with what you already know, or you might be prepared to give something new a chance. That's all up to you, but make an informed decision. And it's my thing, I heard someone wrote something. I saw a comment yesterday where the person was saying, they don't think it's fair that, that the prime minister should have that much power in his pocket, when he says about the bell. But then I smiled, and I mean, constitution reform, we had the opportunity to take that, away from the prime minister, fixed term limits and all of those things, date for election, and put no down the road. Yeah, go no down the road, no for everything. And now You're feeling away because the man say he had bell in his pocket. We had the opportunity to take the bell out of his pocket and put it in a fixed place and say, you know what, such and such time when elections are constitutionally due, that's when it's going to be. You can tweak it here or there, but that's when it's going to be, and that power isn't just held in somebody's pocket. So sometimes you want to have a cake and eat it. But anyway, I digress. Getting back to the topic at hand, a very important topic. In case you guys didn't have the opportunity to check on my page for this morning's situation, a blessed morning, ladies and problems. And this morning, y'all are problems. So I don't want nobody coming to me and telling me about a stressing man and always this and man. This is a problematic situation right now. Yeah? So, yeah, and we have a lot of gaslighting too. People be gaslighting situation, and it's gonna get ugly and nasty, but batten down, y'all. Anywho's. So this person says my best friend is in a relationship with two women. Says woman number one has been with for about 2 years now. She was living overseas in the early stage of the relationship. Woman number two he's been with for about 6 months now and says he's in love with her more than woman number one. He says now woman number one have genital herpes and she didn't know she even had the virus. And to make a long story short, he eventually got it from her. Woman number two says woman number two doesn't know doesn't know of his condition, and she really wants to have unprotected intercourse with him as they are in a relationship. And he says he doesn't even let her have any oral nothing with him because he doesn't want her to get the virus. Now he wants to know if he should come clean and let her know that he has genital herpes because you already know of woman number one. That part is a bit confusing. I need to ask you for some clarity when you says, is she aware of woman number one in terms of him being with her? So, okay, well, it makes sense now. She wouldn't know because he's asking, should he come clean? All right, got it. So he wants to know, should he come clean and let her know that he has genital herpes because she already know of of woman number one. Now, in case many of you don't know, genital herpes is a common sexually transmitted infection caused by the herpes simplex virus. And they say sexual contact is the primary way that the virus spreads. And after the initial infection, the virus lies dormant in your body and can reactivate several times a year. To put it lightly, there's no cure. Treatment, there's no cure. Genital herpes can cause pain, itching, sores in your genital area, but you may have no signs or symptoms of genital herpes. If infected, you can be contagious even if you have no visible sores. Like I said, there's no cure for genital herpes, but medications can ease symptoms and reduce the risk of infecting others. And condoms also can help prevent the spread of a genital herpes infection. Like I mentioned, you probably have pain or itching for when symptoms are present, and according to this, it said symptoms may begin about 2 to 12 days after exposure to the virus. And if you experience symptoms of genital herpes, they may include pain or itching in your genital area, small red bumps or tiny white blisters, and these may appear a few days to a few weeks after infection. Ulcers, these may form when blisters rupture and ooze or bleed, and it also makes it painful to urinate, and scabs. Skin will crust over and form scabs as ulcers heal. And during an initial outbreak, you may have flu-like signs and symptoms such as swollen lymph nodes in your groin, headache, muscle aches, and fever. So, my friend, you asked the question, should you? Based on what you're saying, you're with this woman number two for 6 months. Now, this isn't like eating some fish and realizing, or eating seafood and realize you have an allergic reaction. And it's just disappointing that in the first place, you shouldn't even be asking this question. Why? One, from jump, this is a conversation that you have with somebody, especially if you know. It's not like you find out after the fact. You knew before getting with woman number two that you have genital herpes. That is a conversation you have with the person from jump. And to be perfectly blunt and honest, that is terribly selfish of you to even get involved with woman number two, and now this person have feelings for you, wanting to initiate, want to have that connection with you sexually, and you can't. So for how long can you hold out? At some point she's going to figure out something here is wrong. We're talking 6 months of no intercourse, no nothing. To me, from jump, the responsibility was yours to tell this person your situation, and if they choose to deal with you still, that is on them. If you want to use protection, what have you, that is on both of you. But you will be able to make an informed decision as woman number two. But to have dealing with somebody for almost 6 months, knowing you have genital herpes and not say a word to them, why would you want to bring somebody else into something like that, though? And what is the situation with woman number two, the woman number one? Because you said you're with woman number two for about 6 months now, and you're more in love with her than woman number one. So are you still engaging in sexual activities with woman number one, or you've cut that out and focused on number two, but don't know how to tell number two what your situation is? Or you're holding on to one in case you tell two and two decide, hey, I'm not about this life? Because you said she already know of woman number one, so that she know that you're still with woman number one and she's still there. Oh, yeah, this Holy Week. You should come here this morning and play some gospel. Father along. Father along. No, this is a serious one. I can't even joke. There's nothing funny about this. This is a serious situation. So you ask, and my thing is, yes, you need to have this conversation with her. If she chooses to leave, then so be it. But you need to tell her. As someone says, this is a serious one. You should not be having two relationships at the same time. But since that horse already bolted, you need to come clean with the other person and tell her everything. She most likely will leave you. She may not. I don't know. But if you love her, as you say, you can't be selfish. You have to care about her health and her well-being as well. Full stop. You can't be selfish. It's not about you right now. So you need to come clean and let her know what the situation is. At least you're responsible. I have to give you props for that. Responsible where to the point where you don't want to, even though she wants to have intercourse, you shut it down, even if and you don't even do oral either. So I have to give you some props for that. But you need to be honest with her. You can't be selfish, and let her know. You have to tell her. You need to come clean and let her know what time it is. There's a lot of comments. I'm trying to get to them. Hold on, let me just check some of the comments on the live. Someone says you have a moral obligation to come clean. Someone recommend him to the herbalist. He can be cured. Yeah, you probably need to check Patrick Dawes as well. I know somebody who had and they've been getting some treatment, or check your doctor, whatever the case might be, um and organize yourself. Um, Someone says you're selfish and wrong for doing that to her. You should not have initiated a relationship knowing that you're infected. Says that's selfishness to the highest degree. Someone says I'm still trying to understand where is the love he's talking about. He's wondering if to tell her and he still have a whole other woman. So that's the question. Is there an is woman number one still in the picture? Are you still dealing with woman number one? Let me hear what this person's saying. Y'all, you can chime in 440-9595. What are your thoughts on this situation this morning?
Morning, Aruna. A wonderful topic, but my first question is, when did he know he has the infection? That's a big question. Did he have it before meeting woman number two, or after meeting woman number two?
Before meeting woman number two. He knew before meeting woman number two. Based on what he says, based on what it's saying, woman number one he's been with for about 2 years, been living overseas in the early stage of the relationship. Woman number two been with her for about 6 months and more in love with her than woman number one. And woman number one have the genital herpes, and she didn't even know she had the virus. To make that story short, he eventually got it from her. So woman number two does not know of his condition, and she wants to have intercourse with him as they are in a relationship, and he says they don't even he doesn't even let her have oral with him because he doesn't want her to get the virus. So should he come clean and let her know that he has genital herpes, considering she already knows of woman number one? Okay, so what you mean is he's having intercourse with them both? Hold on. I'm talking to the person. Hold on. Wait, so woman number two. Okay. Lord Jesus, be offense. All right, so the person says he's having sex with them both, but not having unprotected sex with woman number two. So what was sent to me that was omitted because I didn't get that understanding from the previous message sent. The previous message says woman number two doesn't know of, because I'm wondering how you're with somebody for a whole 6 months and nothing happening. So he's having intercourse with both of them, but not unprotected with number two. So number two wants to have unprotected with him. Now I get it. So I need to revise the topic. I need to add this part to the Facebook posting, because that's not what was communicated in the previous message. Because a lot of people are of the understanding that there was no intercourse with woman number two. So he's having intercourse with both of them, but woman number one is unprotected and woman number two protected. So now you want so the question now is, should you tell her? Yes, you should. Long and short of it, yes, you should. This is something that before you even started to have intercourse with the second person, that message, that part, you should have communicated that to the lady, to number two, and let her decide if she wants to or not protected. Things happen. Using protection isn't like isn't 100% proof. There could be defective condoms. There's a little tear, there's a little whatever, and it doesn't take much. But why put yourself in a situation like that though and not tell the person? That is highly. What do y'all really call love these days? How do you love someone and you're knowingly hurting that person? Because she's gonna be hurt when she finds out. Because you said you're in love with her more than the first one. So how do you love somebody and knowingly hurt them? I mean, mistakes happen. You can't even call that a mistake because you knew getting into this relationship that you had herpes. So the mature and responsible thing to do was to let her know. And if she decides she wanted to continue protected with you, then that is her decision. But how do you knowingly have intercourse with a person, knowing that you could pass on to something to them? To find out after the fact is a different story, but knowingly getting into another situation, knowing that you have genital herpes and not communicate that to somebody you claim that you love. Someone says, I believe in sharing your status when in a 5-year relationship, always getting a status check. If it's something you don't want to tell someone, then stay away so you won't have to infect people. 6 months is kind of short. She might not be all in with him and just run his business all over. If she don't want to use and he don't feel she loves him enough to understand and stay, then leave. You already have someone that knows and understand. Having sex with both is wrong, especially unprotected. No, you're wrong for this. You're wrong for this. There's no explanation. There's no nothing. And I think you ought to come clean and let her go get checked out in case. I think you should let her know. Let chips fall where they may. Man up. You're gonna have to put up your big boy socks the same way you put on your condoms and have unprotected and unprotected sex, and let her know so she can go check herself now. So that was really selfish on your part. And you can't continue to say you love somebody and you're putting them at risk. How would you feel if she were to get tested and she's now positive that she has genital herpes? Unprotected does not mean 100% proof. Like I said, doesn't mean you're not there isn't a chance of getting it. Doesn't take much. It does not take much, So how long you gonna put her off or continue to make excuses for as to why you don't want to have unprotected sex with her? It's been 6 months. You probably could say, you know what? Yeah, for the first 2 months we're careful, 3, and then whatever. But you knew your status prior to getting involved with her. So the fair thing to do, or should have done, was to let her know. Like I said, if she decides she want to kick it with you, she's making an informed decision. But you can't continue to, let's say, carry the fool further along and not let her know what your situation is at this point. You can't do that. You can't. You really can't. So you need to man up and there's a lot of comments. I'm trying to get through some of them. Someone says, tough one. She ought to be told. Hope she doesn't broadcast his condition. You know how we stay as a people. Hope not. But sometimes when you Someone says he's afraid she won't want to be on her P's and Q's if she finds out. Love is relative, and he definitely can't be trying to stuff her like a kiss cake. What's happening? I don't want to laugh this morning. It's not funny. Stop. Someone says, "Good morning, Aruna. What sort of mix-up is this? Not having protection with number one. They both keep on reinfecting each other. And not that I think he should, and not that I think he should tell the second woman it's not fair to her, and let her decide. But what happened? So one to the men this morning. Yeah, the men quiet this morning. They like to come and scold me and pull me up and rags me up. But they quiet this morning when they're supposed to stand firm and say, you know what? Yeah. Someone says this is so selfish because condoms are not 100% safe. He's risking her and a lot of people down the road, because what if she sleeps with someone unprotected and the cycle continues? It's going to be real bad. Just man up and tell her the truth. Because like I read the piece that I read, not everybody shows symptoms, so you could have it and not even know. So you all might break up down the road and she's not showing any symptoms, no no ulcers, no itching, no red bumps, blisters, scabs, nothing. And she goes her merry way and deals with somebody else, and then that person symptoms show up in that person, and then that person is gonna blame her for infecting them, and then she's gonna get tested and then know that she had it, and then she's gonna come back and realize, yo. So you're one of those who don't have symptoms. That friend is not one who has symptoms, because I'm sure if symptoms are present, she would see and ask what are those. Good morning. Hello.
Hi, Gloria.
Morning. You're live on Power.
Oh, well, this is not Gloria.
No, it's not Gloria. It's Aruna on Power FM.
Everybody calling everybody wrong name these days. I'll
No,
call you Gloria. Nothing
don't
wrong
call
with
me
that.
Gloria. My name is not Gloria. I ain't grew up with old people.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Don't play yourself this morning.
Anastasia.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm not
Anastasia,
laughing.
go up.
I'm not laughing today. It's a very serious day. You want to hear the situation?
I just called to tell you good morning and God bless you. I have nothing to say.
Goodbye. I don't want to laugh with you today with Gloria and Anastasia. I'm not playing. It's serious. No, but jokes aside, no, that one really did me for a number, because I was thinking on all along. Y'all realized I was thinking he didn't have sex with her as yet. Now this has really thrown me for a six, because I honestly thought, I'm just going back and read now, and I realized that it's she wants to have unprotected. I missed that part. I really had a blonde moment with it. I missed that part, because all along I was thinking that there was no intercourse with woman number two, only woman number one. But what he was saying is that woman number two don't know of his condition, and she really wants to have unprotected sex with him. So they're having protected sex at the moment, and she wants to have unprotected sex. So that really went over my head. I didn't read it that way. Yeah, I had a slow moment this morning. Marshall. Well, I mean, everybody have their preferences. There's men who don't like oral, so maybe that wasn't a red flag for her. Probably didn't think, maybe he's just like, nah, I'm not into that. And he probably convinced her that, that's not his speed. So she didn't see that as a red flag or something to, something to pick up on, like, hey, something is off here. Why doesn't this man like, oral, whatever? So she didn't make much of it. So now women that are listening probably thinking, okay, any man that are dealing with right now and don't like that, let me start watching Man Cross Eye and Sideways and getting suspicious. But you have a responsibility to tell her. As a matter of fact, this is something, this sense of what oral is therapeutic, Shane, whatever. This is something that conversation, you all should have had that conversation from the inception. You should have had that conversation with her from the inception, from the day you met this person and you realize, okay, this has the potential to get serious. Let me tell her. But we can't be selfish. Because, like I said, yes, you having protected, but that does not mean you're 100% safe. So you need to tell her now and let her go get herself checked out, just in case. So Megan says, yes, but why still have sex with woman number one? That is the point that I'm not getting. Why you still dealing with number one, but one number two? And you're saying you're more in love with number two. And so why? Okay, so you and number two are having unprotected sex, and the both of you are aware that you have genital herpes, but you're having unprotected sex. So you just so woman number. Well, what kind of piece of carelessness is that? Now, come to think of it, let me read that again. Price says, do not allow your doctor to tell you there are. Hold on, let me read. This is this. Do not allow your doctor to tell you there is no cure for herpes. I almost committed suicide because a doctor told me that I have herpes virus and there was no cure for it. But today I'm 100% negative with the cure of Dr. What's that? Agbogidi? Who that is? Herbal medicine. I've referred several of people to this doctor for cure and he has never failed. You can reach out to him on his herbal page. So my boy, you could check out and disclaimer, I don't know this person, so I can't say for sure whatever it is. So at your own risk, please be guided accordingly. Nobody say send them to get killed by nobody and blah blah blah. I'm just saying there's someone says they've tried it and it's worked. They've been to herbalists who've helped them, so maybe you can try it. But let me go back to this thing here. I find out like my comprehension on 5 this morning. So homegirl knows that you're in a relationship with. Okay, hold on, let me ask. So woman number two. I need a secretary. I need somebody here with me. So when I'm I can have them ask the people questions for me. So woman number two, no, you're in a relationship with number one. That is on, or probably thinking he's just that's somebody you've been with before. Imagine that. Here they calling us woman number one and woman number two. So woman number two knows in a relationship with woman number one. Boy, Jesus, take the wheel. As a matter of fact, take the whole vehicle, not the wheel alone. So when it comes to someone else, that's a whole different story. Let her know what's up or leave her alone. Okay, yes, she knows. Okay, so she's in the relationship know that he has woman number one. So she's in the relationship and she's aware that he's in a relationship with woman number one. But if you know you're in with a man and know for a fact that he's dealing with a one woman, why you even want to have unprotected sex with him though? Knowing that he's dealing with somebody with woman number one. So we just carefree, careless, having a good time, and we figure it out as it comes. Whatever happens. How do you know somebody has a relationship and have unprotected sex with them? I mean, I want to have unprotected sex with them, knowing that they're in a relationship with somebody else. Marlene, I know a reading thing. I see thing mean even I can't even see what comes up as what. Okay, so and now you're in love with woman number two more than woman number one. But you're in a relationship with them both. One is protected and one is unprotected. So woman number 2 knows that you're with woman number 1, and she wants to have unprotected sex with you, but she does not know the reason you can't is because you have genital herpes. I think basically based on all, you can check you're on Facebook, so you can go read the comments, and the majority of them are suggesting, or not suggesting, or saying that you should have the conversation with her. And I think when we end, that she should know. Okay, so taking treatment. Um, okay, so it has treatment, but don't have sex with number 2 when he has outbreaks. He waits for it to completely heal up. And he takes treatment. So you're taking treatment, but it does not have. He waits until he's completely healed. Whenever he gets an outbreak, waits until he's completely healed before dealing with number 2 again. My boy, tell the lady, I've got to go, got to wrap up, but let the young lady know that what is your current status, so she can go get herself checked out, and let her decide whether she wants to be in it or take herself out of the situation. But this is kind of heartbreaking. I'm not even the person, and I feel hurt because I'm wondering how would I feel if somebody did that to me. You know, you're thinking, oh, I'm in love, and this person kept something like that from you. There are secrets, and then there are secrets. This ain't something you keep from a person. This isn't something you keep from a person. You need to get your act together. Please, please get your act together. Let her know what's going on. Let the chips fall where they may. And don't do that to nobody else. If she leaves you and you're still unhappy with number 1 and you want to get with somebody else, let them know before. Anyways, I'll see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow we should be having Mr. Artie Gill, Ambassador Gill, should be in the room tomorrow. Of course, last week we unveiled Plan B. Plan B is activated. There are still some questions surrounding Plan B, what Plan B is all about in terms of Carnival. So he's going to be here tomorrow to walk us through Plan B and provide clarification onto the Plan B situation for Carnival. All right. So, my boy, you need to end the game. Cut the game out. Have a conversation with her. Man up. Pull up your breeches, and tell her. Brandon, flag you where? What you mean I flagged you? What are you talking about? Flag you where? What are you talking about? Anyway, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. All right, we'll be back for another show.